The universe is actually a fabric, and it's certain parts are folded up, so we can't see certain stars and planets. But as we're heading towards the shift, it will unfurl, and we'll almost find ourselves in a different universe. And those also will have some galactic stargates for us as well.
Wow. Could that also relate to the idea that we're moving or tilting into the galactic plane as we approach 2012, and that we actually will tip into the other side of it for the first time?
Yes, that has to do with the photon belt.
Okay.
The photon belt is the great central sun. It's like source, if you will. It's and we're in the photon belt could be its aura, let's say, and we're heading closer and closer into it. And when we're completely enveloped by it, and that's when everything changes. Oh,
good. Good. That sounds wonderful. And another thing that people do bring up, and again, these are just a lot of ideas that are floating out in the ether. There's a lot of talk about Planet X or Nibiru returning to cause some kind of disruption, or that it's connected to the Anunnaki owning the planet, and so on and so forth. I know you know most of these things because you've read a lot about them and you know them intuitively too. Do you think that there's any accuracy about a dark planet or dark star that's somehow coming back or returning into our orbit?
Well, when we start to become like a tree, which is live half in light, half in dark, in perfect balance and harmony, any other beings who still want to play a game of like separation, this is what it's about, where there's to be taken onto Nibiru kind of a thing, or even like the darker beings. But I don't buy this. I think this is an old paradigm of a future reality, probable reality that has been averted, because it can't. We have to all stay and work together as one. It's not about leaving and going off, or thinking that we can just start all over again somewhere else when we're here to clean the mess.
Yeah. Now, won't there?
I think it's just more fear mongering.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get about it too. Now, won't there be some people, some individual souls who choose to continue on rather than ascending into a higher density to continue on with a 3D experience? Is that?
Let me put it this way: if you were born and knew you were a prince, and then you were told you weren't, and you felt very upset and depressed because you know who you are. No, you're not. Yeah. You're crazy to believe that. And so eventually you believe what everyone tells you. Yeah. And then it comes back that you're a prince. Okay. And there's all these incredible things that you can do and who you are. And if it speaks to your core being, I don't push my truth on anyone. I just speak to that part of them that knows.
Yeah.
In their heart of heart who they are. Why would anybody want to turn that down?
Yeah,
and how can anybody be left behind of saying that they're not ready? Because aren't we all one? I mean, am I not you and you not me?
Yep.
How can there be past lives in that sense too? Because how many people believe they were Cleopatra, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because billions of cells in our body at that time, it's very possible that more than one person could be that, because actually we're one.
Yeah.
I mean, the past life concept was just something to help you guys understand a deeper, vaster concept of all the other lives of in the future and in the other dimensions. And here, there are many people here who have their soul is occupying more than one body on Earth right now.
Oh.
And that's why we get sad and we don't know why we're picking up other people's pain as if it were our own, because that's another initiation into our oneness.
Wow. And then we have aspects of ourselves maybe in other planetary systems and in other dimensions, don't we?
Yes, we certainly do.
Yeah.
And that's the fragment aspect that I was talking about in the interview, where, our concept of time and how it's an illusion because, even with a camera, with really just a bunch of still frames.
Right.
So, I mean, our guides are really us as well in other realities and in other dimensions, and now they're just all fusing together. I find it really interesting because whenever they speak in many voices at once in unison. They're already in their oneness.
Wow. this is also exciting. It really is.
Yeah, I know. Like my father said, and my sister, it's a very exciting time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. And it's most likely going to get even more so exponentially. As
mm-hmm.
more and more people become aware and realize that they can make choices that are, that change them from within, which then affects everything, quote, out there, unquote. But you say that you see us as already having made it. That you feel pretty sure that we're not going to fall off the track here and go over.
No, we've done that enough.
Yeah,
we've done that many times already. We're well aware of. We learned, and there's just certain people who would like us to think otherwise, so that the last parting shot that the villain tends to like to do. Just to really scramble you and make you doubt to yourself and the situation. But you guys know this game. And you remember the self-destruction that we've done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're not going to do it again.
No. And there was an Atlantis, yes, and apparently that didn't go over too well. That might have been one of our, moments when we didn't make the right choices.
Zany, do you really think that all these really incredible children that are coming to the planet right now, particularly Akian, have come here to be destroyed and wiped out? I don't think so. They're here to assist the birth of the new Earth. They're here to, they talk about in the Bible, in the beginning, the lion laid down with the lamb in the Garden of Eden. And it also mentions in the millennium that the lion will lay down with the lamb. See, animals really just mirror us. They mirror our survival of the fittest qualities, and that's why they live the way they do. And aliens actually do the same thing. What we do to our animals and each other, they do to us. Experiment on our animals all the time. It's
right.
So when we realize that, when we start to become unconditional loving to everybody and everything in our animals, the animals will mirror that, and the lion will lay down with the lamb, and we will see this.
Yeah, I totally believe that. I just feel it, and I experience it here living in the country. That is my experience. And I treat everything equally, even the birds and the spiders and, my little dog. And I think you're so right about that all these beautiful souls that are here, like you said, Akian, with her amazing paintings and things, and she's just one of many, many, many people.
She's the only one that's ever painted a hologram. Hey? She's the only one that's ever painted a hologram of Mother Mary. If you look at it from the front, she looks like a young, sweet girl. If you look at it from the right or the left, an old woman crying.
Yeah, wow, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah. There's Marsha, there's just so many. Whenever I see babies, they're all totally psychic. They're all speaking to me telepathically. I'm aware of their telepathic communication now, and I help the mother understand that too. Speak through pictures, through their minds, send it to them. They get a lot better response with their children, much more clarity, much more gentleness. These children just need a platform. They need to work with the adults. They need your support. They need your understanding. They need you guys just to let them help you connect with what you already know. But also you got to let them be themselves, because it may not make any sense. I have this one father who contacted me and tells me that his young daughter keeps going up to strangers all the time and puts her hand on certain body parts, and they feel like they're uncomfortable, like the child puts their hand on the knee or something, right? And they don't understand. And they find out, later on that they actually had an illness there or some kind of disease, and the child just instantly heals it.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Oh, yeah, there are so many stories. I could just go on and on. And I also wanted to explain about animals and people that, this planet is a diversity university, in that the other worlds, they don't have this much diversity. They kind of have one animal, one kind of plant, one kind of mineral, and it's not very interesting. And it was all brought here on Earth to learn to how to all get along and work together and find ourselves in each other. When people are fighting, you lock them in a room and you say, you're not getting out until you learn to get along. That's kind of what was done here.